What's good, my man? It's Society. It is your host with the most, Shadow Look, back at you with another video. Make sure you guys like, comment, and are subscribed to the channel. It's absolutely free. Don't cost a damn thing. Join the madness. Now, what I want to talk about, well, not so much what I want to talk about, but what I was requested to talk about, right? And my opinion is on the paperwork finally hit the fans. The paperwork has finally been put out there. And what is my thoughts on it? Personally, I don't care, to be honest with you. It doesn't make a difference. It's irrelevant. Um, Now, when I say like I don't, see eye to eye with certain individuals, and I'm not too fond of their channels and etc. It has nothing to do with the street code or the street, anything. It's about how people carry themselves and how the actions that they display. Nothing to do with no street. We're on the internet. This is not the streets. This is not, you know what I mean. You want to push all that gangster stuff and all that gangster narrative and everything like that, and take your ass to the streets. On the internet is the internet, right? So I don't care for none of that stuff. It's irrelevant. Um, so personally, it to me, I don't care, and I'm pretty sure most people won't care either, right? Most people that come on YouTube are not gang related, are not from the streets, don't hold no gangster title to them, right? So I'm pretty sure a lot of people won't care, for that information, right? Because why should they care? Why should they follow this? Or why should, you know what I mean? If they were never a part of the streets, or they were never, So I doubt that many people would actually care. And since it is the internet, people don't know who people watch on their spare time when they're, alone. So either way, you know, um, I doubt people would actually care, right? Or if it's gonna affect people. You see people get exposed and stuff like that, and yet their channel still prosper and thrive, and it doesn't seem to hinder their career in general, right? Because, like I said, most people are not from the streets, right? So they don't care about the street. But as a matter of fact, most people um, don't like the whole street politics and the whole street code and rules and everything like that. So I doubt most people would actually even care about it, right? Um, Now it does show that people are um, it does show the hypocrisy, the lies, and all of that, right? But a lot of individuals display those things, and yet people still support them in general, right? um, yeah, but my whole thing is it has nothing to do with the whole street and everything. I'm just not fond of the individuals based off how they carry themselves. It has nothing to do with the whole you know being good or not good. Um, like I said, it's mostly about the actions that people take, right? So I disagree with their views, their channels, and everything because of what they do and how they carry themselves, and not so much because of their status and standings in the street life. You know, because most people will already have known either way, so it's irrelevant in general, right? Um, because most people that watch these individuals are not people from the streets, are not gang related people, right? So why should they care for the work either way? Now it will show, like, to maybe to some people, like the hypocrisy and the lies, right? But only those who come across the channels and that are actually showing the paperwork, right? So most people won't even have that knowledge in general still, um, you know, because like I said, unless it goes viral and stuff like that, right? Which most videos that cover these individuals won't go viral because um, people get lost in the delusion of the views, right? Like, um, because normally when somebody has a big following and gets a lot of views and stuff like that, if you make videos about them, your video tends to also do good, because based off of the titles and the names and the tags that are used, right, including individuals whose names are you know names that go viral or tend to get a lot of views, is how people generate the audience, right? But when that doesn't happen, when that tends not to happen, right, when you use somebody's name who actually tends to get a lot of views, yet your video still doesn't get that many views, it's because their views are manipulated. It's because they tend to buy views. The views are not what they seem to be, and that's the reason why your video doesn't do as good as, like, let's say, their videos, right? Because no, they are not getting the amount of views that normally you see on there, right? Because then your videos would do better using their tags, right? Not the exact same numbers, right? But they will still do, like, pretty decent. But they don't tend to, because numbers are manipulated. That is how you also know a way of numbers are being manipulated. And that's not me hating. I'm just going based off of, like, how the algorithm works. right? But overall, in general, um, like I said, paperwork is not meant to be on the internet, and only those who like are from the streets should care for that information, like like his neighborhood or whatever, and individuals like that, right? But not so much the general public, because why should they care? Um, but I'm just telling you how it is, not coming to discredit individuals for putting it out there, or or to try to defend it. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, in overall, in general, on the internet, all that type of stuff doesn't matter, because this is not the streets, and that's just me keeping it 100. But overall, that's my thoughts. What are your thoughts? Leave it in the comment. Shadow, we up.